This is the Moniology and Markets Precious Metals Review for November 25th, 2018. We're going to take a look at the major indices and with gold, silver, and platinum, as well as look at some of the names that are actually looking very, very strong right now and are giving signs that perhaps a bottom is in. If not a long-term bottom, then certainly a tradable bottom right now. So let's take a look at what's going on in the space. Start with gold from a weekly perspective. Gold here has found a very strong support around that 1200 area. You got PPO firmly above zero. You're now above the middle Bollinger Band, and I think that a break above 1250 is in the cards in the coming weeks. You want to see this break above the 50 RSI, which is a very strong point of resistance. You also have above overhead, you have the 200 weekly at 1264 and the 50 EMA at 1252. Certainly a lot of resistance above. However, if it can break above that zone, there's a lot of blue sky ahead. I think it can run to 1350 very, very rapidly thereafter. This downtrend from 1369, from my perspective, is over. You see it broke out of that downtrend on an RSI, and I think we're starting a new uptrend here. So definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. Silver. You want to see silver to act stronger in a bull market in precious metals. So far, it has shown double bottom with positive divergence, but it's still acting fairly weak. For us to be confident in the silver space, you need to see it break that 16 level. It coincides with this downtrend trend line, so there's a lot of overhead resistance right here, but if it can break 16, that's your sign that this is indeed a new bull market in silver. Platinum, which has been strong, very, very strong over the last couple of months, it's been the strongest precious metal, is showing a little bit of weakness. You know, it rallied all the way up to the 61 RSI, which coincides with basically the last time we broke down right around here. So that's where so far we've pulled back. I don't like the fact that we've closed below the 50 RSI on a weekly standpoint, but you know, there's enough reason to be fairly confident that platinum will eventually break above the 900 marker. But again, from a longer term perspective, it must break 900 to really confirm that indeed we're going into a rising platinum market. Now, taking a look at the dollar from a weekly standpoint, this has been one of the sectors that asset classes that I've been very, very accurate in over the last couple of years. And what I'm seeing here is that we are seeing some negative divergence in the dollar. You see a higher price point, but momentum has not confirmed this higher price point, which means that the dollar rally from 88 is largely exhausted. Now, can it rally higher? Can it hit 100? Absolutely can. But I would not be surprised at the same time that we're very, very close to a top in the dollar, and I think that eventually we roll over, possibly go towards 92, possibly even lower beyond that. Right now, the dollar is a safe haven as the U.S. markets correct, and I understand that. But if the Fed starts pulling back interest rates with market volatility, then you might see the dollar falling as well. Now, taking a look at the Gold Bucks Index, IMPUY, you see some very, very strong positive divergence where we've got a double bottom in price effectively, yet momentum is much higher at the second bottom than the first time around here back in September. So I like what I'm seeing here. I think you've got PPO above zero. I think we're starting a very, very positive stretch in the gold and precious metal space in general, frankly, because this has been December has been a very strong point in the market. Look, we retested this particular area here, so no surprise we bounced, and now I want to see a strong move to the upside here in IMPUY in the coming weeks. This is the area you want to break above 150, and you got to do it very soon. Starting with a couple names that I want to highlight because they look very strong. Starting with Impala Platinum Holdings. This has been a very nice rounded bottom here that it's carved out for itself, and something has changed. Obviously platinum has done really well. It's acquired a lot of assets on the cheap, and now it's really starting to break higher. You got momentum leading price, which is what you want to see. This is going to hit $3. This is going to hit much higher should the platinum sector continue to rebound. But the fact that platinum is still in the doldrums and this is rallying is a very positive development in the space. Look at this. If you, it's broken its downtrend since 2016, and this is one of the stronger names in the sector from a technical, longer term technical perspective. Oceana Gold Corp, OCANF. Another one that's been consolidating here. It's got a really strong asset base. It's found support at the 50 RSI, and now it's starting to rally. I expect this to, with the support above, right below it of the 50 and 200 EMA, it's got strong support. I think this is going to break above 325 very soon and make a run for $4. It's got a very strong case to make new all-time highs as gold starts to rebound. B2g Corp, another one that looks very strong here. It's got a double bottom with positive divergence over here back in July and August, and it's starting to rally. If this breaks above 3, the next target is 375, but it's got positive RSI here. I like this one. It's one of my favorite names from a technical standpoint. Crest Mining, another one that's finding some very strong double bottom support here with positive divergence. It's right below the 50 RSI. If it can break right above that, which coincides with overhead resistance at 1548 and 1559 with the 50 and the 200 EMA respectively, I think this can rally. Obviously it's got a very strong asset base, and I think that this one is set to go and set to go much higher in the next bull market run. So definitely for those who want a stronger name with a strong asset base, this is one name to consider. I think it's going to hit 20, if not by December, then certainly early into 2019. Goldfields, it's carved out a nice bottom here, kind of double bottomed here, almost like an inverse head and shoulders, and now it's breaking above the 3 level. I expect to see this at 4 very soon, and if this continues breaking above that 50 RSI, I think this could be at $6 probably within the next month or two. TAHO Resources, another one that I don't know what, something clearly happened here fundamentally that's caused this to rally, but this is the type of move that you want to see. Look at PPO breaking above 0. If this breaks above 4, this can rally very strongly in the next bull run. So I like this name right now. Obviously the upside here was huge in the past, and I think the upside is going to continue to remain strong, certainly from a trading perspective in the coming weeks. East Main Resources, another one, been down trending since 2016, but it broke that downtrend right now. Very important. This is a buy right now. It might retest, if gold does pull back, it might retest this from the upside, giving us another opportunity to add. But if this breaks 20, the next price target is 31 cents, and ultimately I expect this to hit back at that 73 cent zone as precious metals rebound. Northern Dynasty, I like what it's doing here from a trading perspective. It's carving out a rounded bottom here, found support at the 50, and now it's starting to move up consecutive weeks higher. I think this breaks above $1 soon, and this can rally really strongly. There's a tremendous asset base behind this company, and if it can get through some of its environmental issues that it's been struggling with, I think that this can rally back to 350 in no time. You've got Mcewen Mining, another one that's one of the best managed companies in the space. It broke out of this downtrend. It's consolidated from the upside multiple times. Double bottom, lower price, positive divergence here. Double bottom and divergence. I like this at 180. It's got a very good risk reward. Trading component, you put a stop loss below at 168 level, and I think it's ultimately going to see $5 in 2019. Bravada Gold looks like it wants to be breaking out of this downtrend, so keep an eye on this one. Momentum has broken out, and I think that this is going to see 52 week and multi-year highs in the precious metals rebound. I expect to see this at 34 and 40 cents Canadian in 2019. Mcewen Mining, another one that's breaking out of this downtrend. You got an inverse head and shoulders here and a positive breakout here. If this is a buy at any price point above 20 cents, and if this breaks above 30, the next price target is around that 40 level, and ultimately I think this breaks 90. It's got a good asset base and I think that there's a lot of upside. Bear Creek Mining, one that you want to keep an eye out for because it's creating positive divergence, new highs in consecutive highs in RSI and consecutive price lows in price. That's positive divergence. If this breaks above, frankly above, I'd say just above this trend line, I think that this can really rally strong, and I think it's setting up for a very strong move. Look at PPO curling and moving towards a break to the upside. Sandstrom Gold, another one, positive divergence, double bottom in price, but much higher divergence in momentum. This is breaking out here. This has been able to, from a fundamental standpoint, they've been able to acquire assets on the cheap and a lot of optionality in the gold space. So a lot of upside here. I expect this to break above 5 and and make a run towards 675 and much higher thereafter in the coming bull market. Toreno Gold, another one here that had a very strong run in 2018. It's pulled back some, and now it's created this bullish wedge pattern, kind of a bullish flag, and it's found double bottom support in RSI, but it's created positive divergence, much lower price point, but RSI has not made new lows. So I expect this to break out very soon with PPO curling. I think that this can make a run towards 4, eventually back to 5.5 in short order. Finally, I want to point out probably the strongest name in the space over the last couple of years. It's just been going straight up. I mean, basically zigzag, but ultimately up, up, up. And I think that this is setting up for a breakout to the upside here. If it can break above that 70 level in RSI, this can have a very, very strong rush to the upside. I don't know the fundamentals of the company, so do your due diligence on all these names, but ultimately this one looks like it wants to move much higher in the near future. Ultimately, guys, I think we're setting up for a very, very positive time in the precious metal space. I'm trying to acquire as many names as I possibly can right now because the moves to the upside will be very, very strong in a renewed bull market. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great week.